In the heart of a bustling city, a young boy named Tim discovered something extraordinary. Imagine a city buzzing with energy, skyscrapers reaching the heavens, and amidst all the hustle and bustle, there's Tim, a boy of boundless curiosity and spirit of adventure. Tim is a beacon of childhood wonder in a world of grown-ups. One day, in a narrow, forgotten alleyway, Tim found something that would change his life forever. There, lost and frightened, was a baby tiger. The sight of such a creature in the city was nothing short of extraordinary. Yet, without a moment's hesitation, Tim showed immense bravery. Instead of running away or ignoring the lost cub, Tim felt a sense of responsibility. He knew he had to protect this creature, care for it, and help it find its way back home. His heart brimmed with compassion, overshadowing any fear he might have felt. And so, a peculiar friendship began in the most unlikely of places. Enter Mr. Harrison, a well-traveled American man with a deep love for animals. Mr. Harrison is a friendly soul, full of stories and wisdom from his many journeys around the world. Spotting Tim and the little tiger cub, he can't help but approach them. He's not a stranger to such unusual encounters, having met many a wild creature in his travels. He introduces himself to Tim with a warm smile and an offer of assistance. As they chat, Mr. Harrison regales Tim with tales of his adventures, of the animals he's met, and the friendships he's formed. Each story is more enchanting than the last, and Tim's eyes sparkle with curiosity and fascination. He listens attentively, each word painting vivid pictures in his mind. Friendship, Mr. Harrison explains, is the key to understanding animals, and with this, Tim feels a new sense of confidence. With Mr. Harrison's help, Tim knew he could take care of his new friend. As days turned into weeks, Tim and the tiger cub, now named Stripes, became inseparable. With every sunrise, their bond grew stronger. They shared meals, played together, and even fell asleep under the same roof. Each day was a new adventure, a new lesson, a new memory to cherish. From the crack of dawn, Tim would wake up to Stripes' playful pounces. They would spend their mornings exploring the city parks, chasing squirrels and butterflies, and racing each other to the tallest trees. Their afternoons were filled with games of hide-and-seek in the backyard, where Tim would always let Stripes win. Stripes was not just a pet to Tim, he was a friend, a companion, a part of the family. Tim took his responsibility seriously. He made sure Stripes was well-fed, well-groomed, and well-loved. He learned to prepare meals that a tiger cub would enjoy, brushed Stripes' fur until it shone like the sun, and cuddled with him every night. Tim's kindness and maturity were evident in every action, every decision he made for Stripes. Mr. Harrison, the American stranger, was a constant presence in their lives. He was like a mentor to Tim, guiding him, teaching him about tigers, their habits, their needs, and their habitats. He shared stories of his own experiences and adventures in the wild, sparking a sense of awe and respect in Tim for these majestic creatures. He taught Tim that tigers are not just pets, but beings that deserve respect and freedom. The city had become a playground for Tim and Stripes, but they both knew it was not a tiger's natural habitat. They realized that the city's hustle and bustle, its concrete jungles, were no match for the open wilderness, the lush green forests that tigers call home. Their bond was strong, but they knew that the city was no place for a tiger. One day, Mr. Harrison brought news that would change their lives forever. Our story takes a critical turn as the sun rises, illuminating the bond between Tim and Stripes, the tiger. But with the dawn comes a new challenge, one that would test the strength of their friendship. Mr. Harrison had found a wildlife sanctuary, a place where Stripes could roam free, live as nature intended. This was a place where Stripes could be with his own kind, a place that could provide him a home more suitable than what Tim could ever offer. However, the news hit Tim like a thunderbolt. The thought of parting with Stripes was unbearable. He had initially resisted, holding on to the hope that he could keep Stripes forever. But deep down, he knew it was not about what he wanted, but what was best for his feline friend. Mr. Harrison, understanding the boy's turmoil, gently explained the necessity of the decision. He painted a picture of Stripes, free and wild, running across vast fields, splashing in the rivers, basking in the golden sun, living the life he was meant to. It was a beautiful image, but one that did not include Tim. In the silence that followed, Tim realized the magnitude of his decision. He understood that love in its purest form was not about possession, but about wanting the best for the other, even if it meant letting them go. It was a tough lesson for a young boy to learn, but one that was essential. So the decision was made. Stripes would go to the sanctuary, to a life that was rightfully his, It was a decision born out of love and sacrifice. It was a decision that would echo in Tim's heart for years to come. With a heavy heart but a clear conscience, Tim knew what he had to do. The day of the farewell arrived faster than Tim had expected. There was a chill in the air and a heaviness in Tim's heart as he looked into the wide, curious eyes of his striped friend Stripes. As they stood there, in the quiet stillness of the morning, the world seemed to hold its breath. Tim gently stroked Stripes' fur, the black and orange stripes a vivid reminder of the bond they had formed. It's amazing how you can share so many adventures with someone who doesn't speak your language, yet understands you more than anyone else. Stripes, his loyal companion, his brave protector, his silent confidant, was about to embark on a new journey, one that Tim couldn't join him on. Tim's voice wavered as he whispered his goodbye. "You're going to love it there, Stripes. It's a place where you can run free, where you can be with others like you. It's a place where you truly belong." His words hung in the air, heavy with emotion and unshed tears. He could feel Stripes' calmness, a testament to their shared trust. And then, it was time. The gates to the wildlife sanctuary swung open, revealing a vast expanse of green. The sanctuary was a place of freedom, of wild beauty, where tigers like Stripes could live as they were meant to live. As Stripes stepped towards the gates, Tim felt a surge of pride. This was the right thing to do. He could see it in the way Stripes' ears perked up at the sounds of the wild, how his eyes lit up at the sight of the greenery, how his tail twitched in anticipation. Tim watched as Stripes took his first steps into the sanctuary, his striped form blending into the lush vegetation. His heart swelled with a mix of sadness and joy. Yes, he would miss Stripes, more than he could put into words, but this was Stripes' home. This was where he belonged. As he watched Stripes bound into the sanctuary, Tim knew he had made the right choice. Back in the city, life went on, but Tim was forever changed. Our young friend found himself deep in thought, his mind a whirlwind of memories, each one a vivid image of his time with Stripes, the tiger cub. The echoes of their laughter, the warmth of their bond, the heartache of their farewell, all these experiences were etched in the canvas of his heart. From Stripes, Tim learned the true meaning of responsibility. It was more than just taking care of someone or something. It was about understanding their needs, their fears, their dreams. But the lessons didn't stop there. Stripes also taught Tim about selflessness. It was in the way the cub would always share his meal, in the way he would protect Tim from any perceived danger, no matter how small. It was a lesson that not all classrooms could teach, a lesson that only life and experience could impart. And then there was the most difficult lesson of all, making tough decisions. Tim had to make the heart-wrenching decision to let Stripes go, to let him return to the wild where he belonged. It was a decision that tore at his heart, but it was one he knew he had to make. Through it all, Mr. Harrison was there, a guiding light in Tim's journey. He was more than just an American stranger. He was a mentor, a friend. He was the one who taught Tim to see the beauty in the wild, to respect it, to protect it. As the story of Tim and Stripes comes to a close, we're left with a powerful message. It's a message about the importance of respecting and protecting wildlife, about understanding that every creature has its place in this world. It's a message that resonates with all of us, a message that we hope will inspire action. And so a young boy and a tiger cub taught us all a lesson in love, sacrifice, and the beauty of the wild.